Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting ready to bring you the Colfax Vikings, who will be taking on the Elmwood Plum City Wolves from Legion Field in Plum City. Now, coming into this week, the Vikings have a Dunn-St Croix Conference record of 3 wins and 8 losses, while the Wolves were sporting a conference record of 2 wins and 7 losses. The Vikings are coming off a 13-6 loss at the hands of the Mondovi Buffaloes on Saturday. Now, both the Wolves and the Vikings were scheduled to play yesterday, with the Wolves tangling with the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Vikings facing the Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. We'll bring you the results of those games during today's game. Now, coming up in today's bullpen show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Then we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players in Viking Profile. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Dunn-St Croix Conference to see how things stand. And finally, we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout, as you're tuned to the Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV. Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. The Vikings are looking to eliminate the memories of the 13-6 loss suffered at the hands of the Mondovi Buffaloes on Saturday, as well as progress following their game with the Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs yesterday, while the Wolves are coming off a game yesterday with the Spring Valley Cardinals. Now, in the Viking loss to Mondovi on Saturday, the Vikings opened up a 6-1 lead in the 4th inning, but were unable to put any more runs across the plate. And the Vikings also gave up 4 unearned runs in a 6-run 4th inning by the Buffaloes to surrender the lead. Mondovi then tacked on another 6 runs to secure the 13-6 win. Leading the way in the effort for the Vikings was Orion Nichols, who went 2 for 3 with a run scored. Caleb Bailey also had a 2-hit day, going 2 for 4 with an RBI. Grant Palowitz went 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, while Chase Albright picked up 2 RBI on a double to left field. Taking the loss on the mound was Caleb Bailey, who gave up 7 runs. However, only 3 were earned in the 3 2/3 innings pitched, while not walking anyone and striking out 4. Now, the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, like the Vikings, played yesterday, and we'll bring you the results of those games during today's game. The Wolves come into this week with a conference 2-7 record, which currently has them in 8th place in the Dunn-St Croix. The top hitter at the plate is senior Hudson Hewitt, who's hitting at a .500 pace, including a pair of doubles. He's followed by junior Oliver Mendlick, who's swinging the bat for a .409 average, including a double and a triple. Junior Robbie Brown at .364, senior Skylar Fisher at .316, and senior Ari Perez at .304 round out the Wolves hitting .300 or better. On the mound, the Wolves are being led by Hewitt, who has an ERA of 0.48 with 2 wins and 2 losses, and an opponent batting average of a mere 0.60, with 14 strikeouts in 14 2/3 innings pitched. He's being followed by Perez, who has an ERA of 3.60. Now, the last time these two teams met was back on April 10th, when the Vikings defeated the Wolves 16-6 in Colfax. The leading hitter for the Vikings was Jimmy Holbein, who went 2 for 3 and scored 3 runs.
Jimmy Holbein, and there's nowhere to put him, so Perez can't afford to be walking him. There's a fly ball out into left field. Got him turned around, and it falls in. That's going to finish it. And that will do it. Holbein gets an RBI single to left, which drives in Caleb Bailey, and the Vikings come away with the 16-6 victory.
Logan Gila also went 2 for 3 and scored twice and drove in 3 runs.
And there he hits a soft liner out into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. And a second run comes in to score. And Gila heads down to second on the throw.
Also driving in 3 runs was Grant Cook, who went 1 for 3 and scored a run.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. That one's deep. It's a gapper out to the fence. 1 run's in. Here comes a second run into the plate. And Gila checks in at third as Grant Cook gets a 2 RBI single out to center field.
Picking up the win on the mound was Caleb Bailey. For the Wolves, the leading hitter was Skylar Fisher, who went 2 for 2 and scored twice. He was followed by Robbie Duffy, who went 2 for 4 and scored a run. For the Vikings coming into this week, leading the way at the plate has been Ryan Nichols, who's hitting at a .323 average with 7 runs scored and 5 RBI. Right behind him is Rob Holman, who's swinging the bat for a .310 average, including a double and 7 runs scored. Jimmy Holbein at .270, Grant DeMoe at .238, Grant Palowitz at .222, and Caleb Bailey at .200 round out the Vikings hitting .200 or better. On the mound, Ryan Nichols leads the way, compiling a 1-1 record with 8 2/3 innings pitched. He has a whip of 3.34 while striking out 10. He's followed by Jimmy Holbein, who has a record of 1-3 in 26 1/3 innings pitched, along with a complete game and an ERA of 5.05 and a whip of 2.32. Caleb Bailey has been the workhorse of the Vikings with 28 2/3 innings pitched and a record of 1-5, and Rob Holman has a 0-0 record with a save and an ERA of 2.63. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on NLWN-TV.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're being joined by Braden Hedela, who is a junior here at Colfax. And Braden, we know you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Right now, as of now, no.
So when did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
Originally, I started in 3rd grade, but I never got really into the sport until freshman year.
Okay. And has it been good for you?
It's been very good.
So what's the most important thing that you've learned playing baseball?
Don't put each other down. Always stick with it with each other. Pick each other up and never put each other down. It's the most important part of the team.
Because you never know when that big E is going to be put on your stat sheet.
Yeah.
So when you're not playing baseball, you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Hanging out with my girlfriend and playing video games.
Okay. Our signature questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
What kind?
Key lime.
Ooh, that's very refreshing for a summer sport, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Burger, brat, or hot dogs?
Burger.
What do you want on that burger?
Some nice diced onions and some ketchup.
Okay. Favorite color and why?
Green. I don't really got a reason.
Hey, you don't really need one. It's just something we ask.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what would that be and why?
Teleportation, and it's because I don't really like walking everywhere or driving anywhere.
All of a sudden you could be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you had the ability to teleport, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Braden's superhero name?
Now you see me, now you don't.
Okay. All right. Hey, look over there. Now we see Braden. Nope, not there anymore. Okay. Have you been to a Major League game?
No. I really
Okay.
want to go to one, though.
It's got to go on your bucket list then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're talking with Braden Hedela today on Viking Profile. And Braden, what are your plans for after high school?
I'm looking at something along the lines of therapy.
Okay. Very good. How about a shout out to the family?
Shout out to my little brother, my older brothers. They've really pushed me through this, my parents, and my girlfriend, Jenna.
Okay. And when people come to Viking games, what number do you wear and what position are we going to find you in?
16, you'll see me out in the field somewhere.
All right. We want to thank Braden Hedela for joining us today on Viking Profile. And coming up next, more of the Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today the Vikings will be traveling to Plum City to take on the Elmwood Plum City Wolves in a Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup. Yesterday, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference had 4 conference games scheduled. Those included the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs visiting the Colfax Vikings, while the Durand, Arkansas Panthers played host to the Boyceville Bulldogs. It was the Mondovi Buffaloes traveling to the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Elmwood Plum City Wolves welcomed the Spring Valley Cardinals to Plum City. We'll get you the results of those games during today's game. The Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings coming into this week were as follows. The 10-0 Durand, Arkansas Panthers are in first place, while the 10-1 Boyceville Bulldogs are just a half a game back in second place. The Mondovi Buffaloes at 10-2 are in third and are just a game out, while the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers are tied at 5.5 games back in fourth place, while the Spring Valley Cardinals sit in sixth. In seventh place are the Colfax Vikings, while the Elmwood Plum City Wolves are in eighth. Ninth place belongs to the Clear Lake Warriors. Today there are 3 games involving Dunn-St. Croix Conference teams. In conference play, the Vikings are traveling to Plum City to face the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, while the Glenwood City Hilltoppers play host to the Spring Valley Cardinals. In non-conference action, it will be the Alma Pepin Eagles playing host to the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Now the Vikings are looking to set themselves up in the WIAA regional playoffs with a better seed through a win today. So the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Legion Field in Plum City as we bring you all the action of today's conference matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV.
When tech goes on the fritz and frustration kicks in, Sladen's technology where you trust he can. From nowhere to backups, we've got what you need. Call us up, we'll plant the seed. Sladen's on the way, your heroes in disguise. For businesses large and small, we're the ultimate prize. 715-864-2833, get the IT help you desire. Call 715-864-2833.
been tuned to the Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas, is your destination for your next fishing or hunting adventure. With 20 rooms available including condos and RV spots, Sunset House Motel and RV Park is the place where outdoor sports people stay when they're looking for fishing and hunting adventure. Sunset House Motel and RV Park is located only a few blocks from the dock and is within walking distance to all the local restaurants. Call them at 956-944-2182 to book your stay. That's Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas.
NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Colfax Viking Baseball.
Gather round, hear the sound of summer's heartbeat in the air. Colfax Vikings take the field with pride that we wear like a glare.
Follow the Vikings all season long as they battle their way through the Dunn-St Croix Conference.
Singles, doubles, triples, and home runs in flight. We're fighting for glory through the starry night. Colfax Vikings rise with heads
Now out to the
held
ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball.
America's game, we live, we strive. As the sun sets low, we know our fate with heart and pride. We'll always elevate.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Plum City, to Legion Field in Plum City, where the Vikings are going to take on the Elmwood Plum City Wolves in a Dunn-St Croix Conference matchup. And we're having the managers meet the umpires out at home plate, and it looks like we have some kind of pregame festivities with players coming out for the Wolves. First came out as Ari Perez, and he's a senior, so maybe it's senior day for the Wolves, because the second one out was Nick DeLong, who's also a senior. And the third one coming out is Hudson Hewitt, who's going to be the starting pitcher today, another senior. And then coming out is Skylar Fisher, also a senior for the Wolves. The Vikings and the Wolves met each other earlier this year, back on April 10th, and the Vikings came out on top 16-6, and now the players are bringing gift baskets out to the four seniors in a fairly traditional pregame. I like the baskets though, Dan.
Yeah, little baseballs.
And now they're going to get a picture being taken out there. And while they get that done, Dan, why don't you run through the starting lineups for today's game?
Yeah, here's the starters for the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Batting first will be their shortstop, number 8, Ari Perez. Batting second will be their third baseman, number 10, Oliver Menlick. Batting third will be their left fielder, number 17, Robbie Duffy. Batting fourth will be their catcher, number 21, Logan Oth. Pitching today will be the number 5 hitter, number 22, Hudson Hewitt. Batting sixth will be their first baseman, number 27, Skylar Fisher. Batting seventh will be their designated hitter, number 13, Nick DeLong. Batting eighth will be their second baseman, number 3, Kason Hewitt. Batting ninth will be their center fielder, number 12, Tegan Bauer. And number 7, Gabe Karshbaum. He will be playing right field. For the Colfax Vikings, batting first will be their second baseman, number 1, Ethan Schindler. Batting second will be their center fielder, number 11, Rob Holman. Batting third will be their shortstop, number 6, Caleb Bailey. Batting fourth will be their pitcher, number 12, Jimmy Holbein. Batting fifth will be their left fielder, number 8, Grant Pelowitz. Batting 6 will be designated hitter number 15, Logan Gila. Batting 7th will be the third baseman, number 3, Chase Albright. Batting 8th will be their first baseman, number 13, Grant Cook. Batting 9th will be their catcher, number 4, Grant DeMoe. And batting 10th will be their right fielder, number 9, Grant Paulus. Oh, yeah, he's not bad.
Oh, damn.
Going down the list so fast, I wasn't paying attention.
And you're getting confused with Cavalier baseball, which we have coming up tomorrow evening.
Yeah, right.
Only batting 9 here in high school. So Grant Paulus is playing out in right field. On the mound for the Wolves is Hudson Hewitt. He has a 2-2 record with in 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. He has a 0.48 earned run average, and in that 14 and 2/3 innings, he has struck out 14. So that's a strikeout per inning ratio of about 1 per inning. For the Vikings, Jimmy Hobein, freshman phenom for the Vikings, on the mound. He's got a 1-3 record in 26 1/3 innings pitched with 40 strikeouts. He has a 5.05 earned run average. And real close to at least a 1.5 to 1 strikeout per inning ratio for the Vikings. Umpires and managers meeting out at home plate, and give you a little bit of information here. We have measurements here. It's kind of an oblong outfield. Obviously, the infield is 90 feet between the bases, but here at Legion Field, it's 308 down the left field line. It's 330 in the left center power alley. But you go over to the right center power alley, it's 360, and I'm trying to see the sign down the right field line, and I can't see it. Maybe I can find it. There's a Colfax baseball team kind of standing right where I need to look, and so I can't see it down the right field line, but it's a long ways further than it is down the left field line. It's kind of an oblong outfield. A translucent batter's eye here out in straightaway center field with dark screen that you can see through to see the neighbor's yard, but it does provide a backdrop for the hitter to be able to see the ball coming off the pitcher's hand. We were here last year for a Cavalier game against the Plum City Blues, and unfortunately, today they don't have the concession stand operating.
They do. They just opened it.
I got to turn around and look.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, you're
Yeah, they
right.
just did about 5 minutes ago.
And I did not see that because when we were here for the Cavs game last year, by far, best concession stand we saw anywhere we went. We gave the top dog award to Augusta because they were in the conference, but and Plum City is not. But as far as overall concession stand, this place, hands down, was the best. And so I'm kind of excited to see that that's open. And you know, one of these innings, Dan, we might have to have somebody make a run to that concession stand and
It's not that far behind us.
No, it's only 20 yards behind us.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, we are getting close to start of today's game between the Vikings and the Wolves, and we'll take this time out while we're waiting on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th, when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier Baseball, we're ready to fight!
And we're just about ready to get things started here in Plum City. And I think you'll be interested to note, watch Hudson Hewitt on the mound. He's got a bit of a hop on top of the rubber when he makes his commitment to the plate. He starts his motion to the plate, and his plant foot on the rubber, he hops on it.
Yeah, and he kind of gets almost about 2 feet closer to the batter.
So stepping up to get things started for the Vikings is Ethan Schindler. Schindler's coming into the game batting .267. He's a freshman. And the first pitch is down low for ball.
Wind's blowing right to left.
And pretty gusty. We almost lost the awning earlier.
Yeah, she lifted up good.
And there's a strike right at the belt. One ball and one strike to Ethan Schindler. And the pitch. Ground ball, out, foul ball. It hit Schindler in the batter's box. Behind the plate, Nick Spurger calling balls and strikes. Out on the bases, Todd Prizzle. Swing and a miss for strike three.
Yeah, out in front of that one.
That's going to bring up Rob Holman. Holman is now leading the Vikings in hitting, batting .323. And that's fouled straight back.
So we were talking about this right behind our booth, kind of. There's a whole pasture full of cows. And I said, who's going to go get that ball? And wouldn't you know? Oh, it didn't.
No,
it's just stayed in.
Roof over there.
I was going to say, who's going to go out in that pasture?
And the pitch. Outside for a ball. One ball, one strike to Rob Holman. That's high. 2-1. There's the wind in the 2-1 pitch. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Off the concession stand roof. Don't be putting any holes in the roof of that concession stand.
Fall right in the burger.
And the pitch. Another pop up. And it's foul out of play on the right side. You know, that wind is strong, and if you hit it straight away center, it's going to land in left.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot to get one out today.
And the pitch. Strike three called. Upper part of the zone dropped down in.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 11th, when the Vikings take on the Shattuck Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m.
And we're back here at Plum City, and pardon the technical issues, as we had a computer decide it was going to take a nap on us, and we had to do a little bit of scrambling to get things going again. So we're in the top half of the second inning. Wolves with a 2-0 lead, and a swing and a miss by Jimmy Holbein. Holbein comes into the game batting .256. Here's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And Jimmy Holbein singles to start the second inning. So Grant Palowitz comes to the plate. Palowitz batting .205. And the pitch. Inside, and that got Palowitz, I think. Yep. No, they're going to talk about it. I could have swore I heard it hit him.
I heard it hit something. Yeah, it sounded kind of like pants.
Yeah, that's what I thought is. Yep. Hit by the pitch. And Grant Palowitz gets the free pass. It's going to bring up Logan Hedela, the designated hitter, coming into tonight's game batting .176. Hewitt delivers. Inside for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. Foul back into the screen. Hudson Hewitt has a pretty solid fastball. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Scooped up there. Flipped to second for 1. Throw to first. And they got him. A 4-6-3 double play. Second to short to first. So that's Kason Hewitt to Perez to Fisher on the put out. So with 2 down, Chase Albright comes to the plate. Holbein is on third. Albright comes into the game batting .172. Pitch is outside for a ball. Hewitt now working from the windup. And he delivers. It's outside, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. 2 down. Hewitt winds and delivers. It's outside for ball 3.
Yeah, he can lay off this one.
They might give him the green light here to drive in the run. He did have the green light. Ball got away. Runner comes in. And they got him at the plate. So it was ball 4 down low. So Albright gets credit for the walk, but Holbein is out at the plate. And it gets referred to as a caught stealing. So Vikings get no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 2, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
American Yard Restoration, now serving the Colfax area. American Yard Restoration specializes in landscaping services, snow removal and fence installation. Emergency services are available. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call for a free estimate. That's American Yard Restoration at 715-217-3031.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Welcome back to Legion Park in Plum City. The Wolves take a 2-0 lead here. The bottom of the second.
And leading things off is Nick DeLong, comes into the game batting .059, and he fouled the first pitch off. And a strike on the outside corner. The 2 runs by the Wolves in the bottom of the first inning are both unearned runs. Holbein delivers. That one's down in the dirt. Knocked down nicely that time by catcher Grant DeMoe. High and inside. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. DeLong goes down looking. That's going to bring up Cason Hewitt. He started that 4-6-3 double play in the top half of the inning. And that pitch is high. And the pitch, that's high, ball 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. One out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fastball right at the letters.
Yeah, 4 fastballs in a row there. Just because of something else.
And there's a line shot out into left field. It's going to fall in. Palowitz gets it back into the infield quickly. But Hewitt is safe at first. That'll bring up Tegan Bauer. Now, Tegan Bauer has had 19 at-bats so far this year, and he's still looking for his first hit. Throw over to first. Hewitt's back in safely. And that ball's fouled out of play. No balls and a strike. Cason Hewitt on first. He takes his lead. And the pitch. That just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Holbein looking in. Peeks over at first. And delivers. Curveball missed high. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. And that one gets away from DeMoe. He chases it down, but not before Cason Hewitt heads down to second. Three balls and a strike for Tegan Bauer. Like we said, he's still looking for his first hit of the season. Strike called. Curveball right down the pipe.
Yeah, good pitcher from Jimmy Holbein.
Now he's got a full count. And the payoff pitch. And it missed outside for ball 4. 2 runners on with 1 out. Back to the top of the order, Ari Perez, who grounded to short his first time up. Swing and a miss. Chase the high fastball that time. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. 0-2 is the count to Ari Perez. Holbein at the belt and delivers. Foul back into the screen. There's one cow standing over there by the fence, Dan, who seems to be watching the game.
Keep an eye on me.
Ground ball. Took a bad hop. Throw over to first. It's not going to be in time. Albright fielded it. Took a real strange hop. And Albright was able to get a glove on it and took a look at second. Wasn't going to get the play there. So fired over to first, and it was not in time. That's going to go in the book as an infield hit.
Yeah, very weird bounce.
And so the bases are loaded with 1 out. That pitch is high for a ball. Cason Hewitt is on third. Curveball missed outside. Tegan Bauer is on second. Ari Perez on first. And the pitch is high for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes, nowhere to put them. And there's a strike. That's the get me over pitch by Jimmy Holbein. And that pitch missed outside, so it's an RBI walk.
Yeah, he spent much of these 2 innings up in the zone.
We're going to have a conference at the mound as Sawyer DeMoe goes out to talk with Jimmy Holbein and the rest of the infield. That run scored by Cason Hewitt is an earned run. 3-0. By the way, don't forget we do have more Viking baseball. It'll be our final broadcast of the season coming up on Monday, May 18th, when the Vikings travel up to Clear Lake High School to take on the Clear Lake Warriors. The bullpen show begins at 4:30, and that'll be followed by live play-by-play action. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow evening, the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs. There's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Robbie Duffy. He got on an error his first time up. Pitch is just a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Holbein working from the windup. And the pitch. Line shot out in right field, foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Strikeout here would be very big for Jimmy Holbein. Missed outside. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. 2 down. And that'll bring up Logan Auth, who was hit by the pitch his first time up. He also came around and scored a run on Hudson Hewitt's double. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And the pitch. There's a hard hit ball through the legs of Cook. And 2 runs come in to score. That's also going to be an error on Cook. No RBIs awarded as Bauer came in to score, as did Perez. So Mendlick is on third, and Logan Auth is on first. And that pitch gets away, and coming in to score is Mendlick. Making it 6-0 in favor of the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. One ball, no strikes. On a breezy Tuesday afternoon here in Plum City. And that's fouled off the backstop. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. And that one's outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's high and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Logan Auth is on second. And a chopper over to second, throw to first, and they got him. So, for the Wolves, they picked up 4 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Viking error and 1 left on base. We've played 2, and it's the Wolves 6, Vikings nothing on NLWN-2.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th, when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
So we head to the top of the third inning. Vikings have a hole to dig themselves out of. Due up for the Vikings, Grant Cook, Grant DeMoe, and Ethan Schindler. Grant Cook will lead things off. He's had a rough day in the field today with 2 errors being charged to him, but maybe he can make up for it at the plate. He's a big, strong kid. And he's a junior.
Center field and right fielder are playing up close. Left field's kind of open, being punted down that third baseline.
Hudson Hewitt on the mound for the Wolves. He winds, and the first pitch. Strike called at the knees. Hewitt winds and fires. It's outside for a ball. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Hewitt winds and delivers. High hopper up the middle. Throw over to first. And he's safe at first. It pulled him off the bag. And Cook is safe at first. I think we're going to give him the infield hit on that.
Yeah, just hard hit ball there.
So we have time being called. As fixing his flat tire was Grant DeMoe. He's the catcher, comes into the game batting .261. The Cows were cheering for that hit.
Yeah.
Throw over to first. And they got him at first.
Did they? Are they going to talk about
They
it? Nope, they ain't going to
picked
talk
him
about
off at first.
Couldn't really tell. It was kind of a late call.
He came down on top of Cook before Cook hit the bag. And all I had to do is make sure he had the ball. That pitch is low. So now there's one out, nobody on. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch fouled away. Here's the wind in the pitch. That's high and away. 2 balls and a strike. We're in the top of the third inning. Vikings need base runners and they need runs. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. Hewitt looks in. Starts his wind. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. So DeMoe draws the walk. Back to the top of the order. Ethan Schindler went down swinging his first time up. And that pitch is down low for a ball. And the pitch. That's back to the backstop, and down to second goes DeMoe. 2 balls and no strikes. DeMoe now at second on the wild pitch. Hewitt at the belt and delivers. Outside for ball 3. Like I said, Vikings need base runners. Probably taking here. And they've got him picked off at second, and they caught him leaning. And DeMoe is picked off at second. It actually goes to the caught stealing because it was right at third base. Two down. 3-0 count. And that's outside for ball 4.
Yeah, he worked the bottom of the zone and then he went up top at the end. Couldn't get it to come down.
Well, you take away the base running mistakes by the Vikings, they'd have the bases loaded right now. So Rob Holman at the plate, struck out looking his first time up, and that pitch is high and away for a ball. Hewitt goes to first, and they've got him picked off.
Now he's going to have to be in the rundown.
And they got him picked off. So, 3 base running mistakes cost the Vikings that half inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 2.5, and it's the Wolves 6 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And please remember the 3 Chippewa Valley area museums are teaming up for a new exhibit. It's called The U.S. at 250. The Chippewa Area History Center in Chippewa Falls opened the exhibit back last week Friday with early history up to the Civil War. And then the Chippewa Valley Museum continues the exhibit beginning on this Friday with Civil War history through the early 20th century, and that's going to be followed by Menominee's Rosbeck Museum with mid-20th century through today. If you want to find out more, check out the webpage at cvmuseum.com. They'll have all kinds of information for you there. Bottom of the 3rd inning, due up for the Wolves, Skylar Fisher, Nick DeLong, and Kason Hewitt. First pitch is high and away to Skylar Fisher, who struck out his first time up. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play. Yeah. Cows are going to have to watch out for that one. And that was fouled into the screen. Peyton Bruner is crossing the fence into the pasture.
See if it's electric.
And that pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Skylar Fisher. And there's a fly ball, foul territory. Heading over is Palowitz, but he can't get there. And again, the wind took it.
Yeah, it's pretty gusty here tonight.
Kind of surprised the Vikings have not adjusted their positioning in left field. Pitch is inside, and the count goes full now to Skylar Fisher. That being said, anything hit in the air is going to go toward the foul line, so play closer to the foul line and work back into it. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fisher goes down swinging for the second time. 4th strikeout by Holbein. Brings up Nick DeLong. He struck out looking. That pitch is low and away for ball 1. That was a curveball out of the zone. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. Inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Holbein winds and delivers. That one's down low. Ball 3. Holbein winds and fires. There's a strike on the outside corner. Hitter's pitch right now for DeLong. Holbein winds and fires. And there's a pop foul out of play on the right side. And the count goes full. Nick DeLong, the designated hitter. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 4. It's going to bring up Kason Hewitt. Single to left his first time up. Came around and scored a run. In fact, he's scored the only earned run now by the Wolves. Throw over to first and back in safe is DeLong. 1 out, 1 on. And there's a line shot out into center field. Holman comes in and grabs it. One of those sinking line drives, and Holman was able to get in there and get a hold of it. 2 down. It's going to bring up Tegan Bauer. He walked and scored his first plate appearance. And there's a fly ball foul out of play on the right side. And the pitch, that's high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tegan Bauer. Still looking for his first hit of the season. And the pitch, that's high. Bauer is a junior. Curveball missed high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitter's pitch coming here. Holbein at the belt. The 3-1 pitch. There's a strike called. Outside third of the plate. Runner takes his lead at first. Holbein delivers. Strike 3 called. So for the Wolves that inning, no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. We've played 3, and it's the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 6, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Shocking as it may seem, electricity doesn't always do what you want. When that happens to you, call Clucas Electric. Clucas Electric can take care of anything from a bad light switch, remodels, new construction, or replacing the main service on your home. Plus, Clucas Electric is now the authorized service provider for Briggs & Stratton home generators. So, for all your electrical needs, call Clucas Electric at 715-651-5064.
Actually, these guys.
That's Clucas Electric in Colfax.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, June 8th, as the Blue Caps will take on the Rum River Rovers and the Afton Red Sox from Carson Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's vintage baseball, Monday, June 8th on NLWN-2.
And that Blue Caps game will be at Glein Field at Carson Park. If you've never seen vintage baseball, see what the origins of the game you're watching right now are all about. It's kind of a fun game to watch, a little bit different rules. And the top of the 4th inning, swing and a miss by Rob Holman. Made that nice catch on the sinking line drive last half inning. And the pitch. That's down low for a ball. Hewitt goes into his motion and delivers. There's a hard shot ball. Fair ball down the third baseline. Holman's going to round first and head for second as it gets down into the corner in left field. And diving in at second base is Rob Holman with a double. Just barely stayed fair down the third baseline. And Nick Sperger put up that right hand, indicating a fair ball, and Rob Holman made the best of it. Caleb Bailey at the plate. And they called the balk that time. So Holman is over on third base with a balk. The Vikings were questioning that after the last half inning, that Hewitt was balking on the mound. And that's why they were getting picked off. And the pitch. Chopper over towards second. Scooped up, throw to first. It's in time. But in to score is Rob Holman. So give Caleb Bailey an RBI as he grounds to second. And Jimmy Holbein steps to the plate. He singled to center field his last time up and got caught trying to come in and score. And that one got passed to the screen.
1 ball, no strikes to Jimmy Holbein. Here's the wind and the pitch. Down low. Ball 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Check swing outside. Ball 3. The wind shows bunt, takes it for a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. There's a smack ball out towards right field. Foul. So the count is full to Jimmy Holbein. Hudson Hewitt winds and fires. Down low, ball 4. Catcher did throw it down to first, thinking that possibly they would say he went on the swing, but Nick Sperger said no, he didn't go. So Holbein is safe at first. Grant Palowitz comes to the plate. He was hit by the pitch last time around. Dan and I heard it pretty clearly.
Very well.
And the pitch. Strike called. At the letters. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-1's the count now to Grant Palowitz. Hudson Hewitt delivers. Strike called at the letters. A ball and 2 strikes to Grant Palowitz. Hewitt at the belt. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Holbein. Hewitt, the left-hander, has a little bit of an advantage in his move over to first. And he delivers. Ground ball over to third, picked up, throw to second for 1. And they know he dropped the ball at second. That's going to be an E4. Actually, Palowitz gets on a fielder's choice. So the Vikings have 2 runners on. Holbein's at second, Palowitz at first. Logan Hedela grounded into a double play his last time up. That's low and inside for ball 1. He grounded into a very nicely executed 4-6-3 double play. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the throw back to second. And back in safely is Jimmy Holbein. Hewitt fires. Outside for a ball. Hudson Hewitt with that little hop before he throws the ball.
I remember seeing that when he pitched over in Colfax as well. He's at the belt. And that's high for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. We have a hitter's pitch coming here to Logan Hedela. And the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So the Vikings have loaded the bases with 1 out. And we're going to get a conference on the mound.
Yeah, a little defensive strategy. He wanted to work the top of that zone. Just couldn't get that curveball to come down. He had success with that last inning.
Just can't quite get it to break down in. So the Vikings have 3 runners on right now, 1 run in. Jimmy Hobine's at third. Grant Palowitz at second. Logan Hedela at first. Chase Albright, who walked his last appearance, is at the plate. Right now, I'd make sure Hudson Hewitt can throw a strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high and away for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. Strike called at the letters, and Albright knew that. He nodded his head. Yep, he watched one. Hewitt winds and delivers. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. A lot of dust blowing across the infield. And the 2-1 pitch. That's high for ball 3. Hitter's pitch right now. And Dan, I'll tell you, I'd be pretty selective on this because a walk is a run.
Yeah, Colfax can kind of watch.
And fouled at the plate, and the count goes full. He might have swung at ball 4 there. That was pretty low in the zone. And we have time called.
Yeah, see if he goes back up in the zone. Goes down and away again.
3 runners on. Hewitt winds and the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and that's an RBI walk. As in to score is Jimmy Hobine. And the Vikings have closed the gap, 6-2. And there's a hard shot out into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in.
That good, solid hit there.
So Grant Cook comes through with an RBI to right. As Palowitz came in to score. And we still have the bases loaded with 1 out. And it's 6-3. Vikings trying to edge their way back in. Grant DeMoe at the plate. Drew a walk his last time up. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Hewitt winds and delivers. Foul back into the screen. 0-2 is now the count. And the pitch. Line shot foul down the first baseline. Count remains 0-2 to Grant DeMoe. And the 0-2 pitch outside for ball one. Pretty good chase me pitch there. Close enough, made him at least think about it. Hewitt winds and fires. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. That's also a pretty good chase me pitch because that looks awfully big and tempting coming in.
Yeah, just a hair high.
And here comes the 2-2. Pop foul out of play. Count holds at 2-2. 1 out. Vikings have the bases loaded. And that's down low. And the count goes full. A couple of well-placed foul balls have kept this at bat alive. Pretty good battle going on. And the payoff pitch. And it's fouled at the plate. Fouled off the chest protector of Logan Auth. And the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Hewitt won that battle. Ethan Schindler comes to the plate. 9th hitter of the inning for the Vikings. 2 down. Bases loaded. 3 runs in. And there's a strike called. He got the breaking ball to break that time. Schindler has struck out and drawn a walk. That's inside for a ball. The wind in the 0-1 pitch, or 1-1 pitch, I should say. It's high for ball 2. I'm right with that. 2-1, right?
2-1.
Yeah, scoreboard's off by 1.
2 outs.
And the pitch, ground ball over towards third. Pickup throw to first is in time. So for the Vikings, that half inning, they pick up 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and 3 were left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Wolves 6, Vikings 3 on NLWN-TV.
It is springtime at the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax. The Concierge is a small-town decor shop that specializes in home, farmhouse, wedding, nursery, and holiday decor. The Concierge at 225 Bremer Avenue is open from 11 to 5 on Wednesdays through Fridays and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Transform your house into a home with their selection of chic home decor pieces and thoughtful gifts for every occasion. Call the Concierge at 715-704-6008. That's the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Back here at Plum City, Legion Field. Wolves at bat in the bottom of the 4th inning, and a pop foul out of play by Ari Perez. Perez is 1 for 2, got on an infield single his last at bat. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Vikings have 3 runs on 4 hits. Wolves have 6 runs on 3 hits. That pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. And Perez singles. That's going to bring up Oliver Mendlick. He drew an RBI walk his first time up. And that pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out, runner on first. And the pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. And that just missed inside. Didn't miss by much. 3-0 is the count to Mendlick. And it's high for ball 4. Throw it on to second. It doesn't matter. That's going to bring up Robbie Duffy, who's 0 for 2. Got on an error. It was a 2-base error. And came around, scored a run. He also struck out. Pitch is down low. It gets past DeMo, and the runners both advance. Goes down as a wild pitch. And the pitch, ground ball over to short, and it gets underneath Bailey. And a run comes in. I think that should have been fielded by Bailey. It's going to go as an error on Caleb Bailey. He'll still get the RBI. And down to second goes Duffy. They caught Holbein unaware. And swinging and a miss to Logan Oth. 0 for 1. Got on an error. And was also hit by the pitch. There's a hopper over to third. And it got past Albright. Tried to field it with his bare hand. Throw to third, and he got there in time. There was no force on the play. And the strike called. Down to second went Logan Oth. We have runners at second and third. Robbie Duffy's over on third. And there's a fly ball out of the left field. It gets past Palowitz. 2 runs are going to come in to score as Hewitt is going to check in at second with his second double of the day.
Good hard hit ball there. And they used the wind to kind of drift away from the left fielder for the Vikings. We're going to have a talk at the mound.
I think we're going to probably get a pitching change here. And we do. So we'll get it all figured out, and we'll be back right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 18th, when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake to take on the Clear Lake Warriors in a Dunn-St Croix Conference game. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Monday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And we're back here in Plum City. And on the mound now is Caleb Bailey. And the first pitch is a strike called at the letters to Skylar Fisher, who struck out twice. Ethan Schindler has moved over to short. Swing and a miss, strike two. Rob Holman came into second base, and Jimmy Holbein went out to center field. And the pitch, curveball, missed down low, it got away, and down to third, and throwing it out into left field, and in to score. So Hewitt is going to go to third on the pass ball and score on the error by the catcher. That run, by the way, is charged to Holbein, but it's not an earned run. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three.
That good fastball there by Caleb Bailey.
Numbers for Jimmy Holbein, he went 3+ innings, gave up 11 runs, only 4 of which were earned runs. On 5 hits, he walked 4, struck out 5. And there's a strike, curveball. That's that nasty curve that Caleb Bailey has.
That'll put you to sleep.
And the fastball threw it right by him after the curveball. 0-2 is the count. And that pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Two down. Kason Hewitt comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Singled, scored a run, and lined out to center field. And there's a ground ball down the third base line. Albright grabs it, throws it over to first, and Grant Cook hung on that time for the out. So, for the Wolves, they did pick up 4 runs on, check that, 5 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 Viking errors and 1 left on base. We've played 4, and it's the Wolves 11, Vikings 3 on NLWN-TV.
New construction in need of plumbing or older plumbing in need of repair, Logslet Plumbing is the one to call, just like these satisfied customers said.
They did all the plumbing in our new build from start to finish. They are dependable, honest, and easy to work with. They even give suggestions for products that are great quality but inexpensive. We put all our trust in Logslet Plumbing, and they did not disappoint.
A highly skilled plumber, I definitely recommend contacting Logslet Plumbing for any and all your plumbing needs.
So give Logslet Plumbing a call at 715-556-1673 and let Logslet Plumbing get your project flowing.
And we're back here at Legion Field in Plum City, home of the Plum City Blues and the Elmwood Plum City Wolves when they're playing in Plum City. The Wolves also they have a home field in Elmwood. Leading off for the Vikings is Rob Holman. He'll be followed by Caleb Bailey and Jimmy Hoban. Holman is 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. Swing and a miss. Chased one down low that time.
Yeah, big cut there.
I like the aggressiveness at the plate, though. Hudson Hewitt goes into his motion and delivers. That's high for a ball. One and one's the count. And that's a strike right at the letters. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. There's a pop-up. This could be trouble with the wind, and making the catch is Perez out at shortstop.
Man, that wind really came up, didn't it?
I'm surprised he could see it through the dust that was being blown up. As our awning's trying to fly away.
Now we got it double tied. Well, it's one side starting to lift a little, but it'll be all right.
It's not going anywhere. Caleb Bailey at the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 1. He's grounded to second both times, but the second time he did drive in a run. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters. No balls, 2 strikes. And a curveball outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Caleb Bailey. Hewitt winds and delivers. That's high for ball 2. Counts all even. And the pitch. That's low and inside. The count goes full now to Caleb Bailey. Vikings trail by 8. They need base runners. Here's the payoff pitch. There's a foul down the first baseline. Count remains full. Hewitt goes into his motion and delivers. Swing and a miss. Ball gets dropped. Down to first comes the throw, and it's in time to complete the strikeout. That's going to bring up Jimmy Holbein. He's 1 for 1. He singled to center field, was caught trying to score, and he also walked and scored a run. Pitch is down low for a ball. Here's the wind in the pitch. That one goes back to the screen. Two 2-0 is the count to Jimmy Holbein. And the pitch. Strike at the knees. 2 balls and a strike. And Nick Sperger mentioned to the second baseman's kind of kicking his feet around, and there's a dust storm every time he does.
Never seen that before.
I've never seen that discussion before, but well worth it. And that just a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. Logan Oth tried to frame it, but didn't get the call. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Second walk drawn by Jimmy Holbein. And it brings up Grant Palowitz. And Logan Oth wants to have a talk with Hudson Hewitt. Palowitz was hit by a pitch his first time up, then got on a fielder's choice his second time up. We're getting color commentary from the Cows every now and then.
Yeah, they got comments over there. Opinionated.
Yes, they are. Pitch is low and away for a ball. And there's a strike at the belt.
Yeah.
Grant Palowitz.
Nothing worse than an opinionated cow.
Are those the ones that give you sour milk?
They are.
And that's a strike at the letters.
Yeah, he's backed up, working in that upper zone.
A ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. That's high for a ball.
Runner moves on to second.
2-2 is the count. 2 down. Holbein's out at second. Hewitt at the belt. Ground ball foul. Right at the plate. Hewitt at the belt. Now he steps off. Now he's back on, looks in for the sign. Goes to the belt and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Vikings are down in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 4.5, and it's the Wolves 11 and the Vikings 3 on NLWN-TV.
Need a new look for your team, club, or organization? Check out the top quality work by SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax. SK Screen Printing and Embroidery can help with a wide variety of options, from shirts to sweatshirts and jackets to hats. Call SK Screen Printing and Embroidery at 715-533-1933 for all your group's apparel needs. That's SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax.
Oh, right. Look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
So we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Elmwood Plum City Wolves on top of the Vikings 11-3. Caleb Bailey on the mound, and he delivers. That's down in the dirt for a ball. To Tegan Bauer. That one took a bad hop behind the plate, and umpire Nick Spurger stepped back to make sure everything was okay. 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. He chased one outside the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Berger has walked and struck out. And there's a ground ball over towards short. Fire to first in time. Schindler fielded it cleanly and fired it over to Cook. Back to the top of the order, Ari Perez comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3. Scored a couple runs. Caleb Bailey winds and delivers. That's high for a ball. Somebody didn't like that call over there. And swung on a miss for a strike.
Yeah, that little red cow. She's hanging out right by us here.
Baseball fan.
Yeah.
A curveball. Oh, that missed high. So, Ari Perez on first. Oliver Mendelik steps to the plate. He lined back to the pitcher and then walked twice, scored 2 runs. Bailey delivers high for a ball. And the pitch. Strike call, throw down to second, and they got him at second.
Yeah, good throw by the catcher.
That's one of the best throws I've seen Grant DeMoe make this season. That was right on the money, and they're ahead of the runner. Curveball outside. That one came out of the hand kind of strange. 2 balls and a strike. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. That'll bring up Robbie Duffy. Duffy is 0 for 3, but he's been on a couple times via errors and has scored a couple times. Throw over to first. Back in safely. That was actually one of those, yeah, I'm not really going to pick you off, but just let you know I'm keeping an eye on you.
Watch it.
And the pitch is high. Curveball did not break down that time. And the pitch. That's strike called at the knees. And the pitch. That's a ball. And that's fouled back into the screen. Two balls, two strikes, two down. Runner at first. Pitch is outside, and the count goes full.
The runner goes down to second.
That's Oliver Mendelick now on second. Full count to Robbie Duffy. Strike three called. So for the Wolves, no runs on one hit. There were no errors. One was left on base. And we have played 6 innings. Or no, 5 innings. They already changed the scoreboard on me there. We've played 5 innings, and it's the Wolves 11, Vikings 3 on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 18th, when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake to take on the Clear Lake Warriors in a Dunn-St Croix Conference game. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Monday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
So we head to the top of the 6th inning.
4 for 22.
And we do have a substitution for the Wolves. We have a new pitcher. And that's Bentley Ingley.
Is it? Or is it number 8? Pitching.
Ari Perez is the new pitcher. And Bentley Ingley is into the lineup. For Hewitt. That's the way it's going to be. And he'll be playing at shortstop, if I'm not mistaken. Logan Hedela at the plate. And the first pitch is a strike. Perez into his motion and delivers. That's outside, back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perez comes into the game with a 3.60 earned run average. And there's a strike at the knees. And the pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's ball 3. And the pitch swung on a miss for strike 3.
Big fastball there from Perez.
The numbers for Hudson Hewitt. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, all 3 of which were earned on 4 hits, struck or walked 6. There's a foul back out of play by Albright. He walked 6 and struck out 5. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Vikings need to make some noise this inning. That one's down in the dirt. Chase Albright at the plate. That's high for ball 3. 3-1 is the count. Albright has walked twice. One of them was an RBI walk. And that's a third free pass to Chase Albright. So the Vikings have a runner at first. Brings up Grant Cook. Cook is actually 2 for 2 today. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. He had an infield single to short, and then a good solid base hit to right field with an RBI. Throw over to first. Back in time. Perez at the belt and delivers outside for a ball. Two 2-0's the count. And the 2-0 pitch. That's grounded Hopper back toward the mound. Throw over to first. And it pulled the first baseman off the bag. The ball goes out and into right field. And the Vikings have runners at second and third.
Yeah, just a little trickler there right in front of the plate.
We're going to give him an infield hit, and then he advanced to second on the error. And there's a fly ball out in the infield, and it hit the ground.
We got bases loaded.
And we do have bases loaded. So, we have Albright at third. Cook is at second. DeMoe is now at first. Back to the top of the order. Ethan Schindler, 0 for 2. He did draw a walk. And there's a line shot out into left field. Comes in for a base hit. 1 run is in, and Cook rounded third, and they held him there, and the ball came all the way in and all the way to the backstop. Cook probably would have been fine, but it was pretty risky, and the Vikings need to put together a big inning here. But a solid base hit to left field by Ethan Schindler. Scored Albright. So we have Cook at third, DeMoe is at second, and there's a grounder over to third, bobbled, and everybody's safe. And it's a fielder's choice by Holman, but everybody advanced on the error. So Grant DeMoe is now on third. Schindler is on second. And Holman is on first as we have this conference at the mound. 2 runs this inning by the Vikings. So it's now 11-5. Bases are still loaded. Brings up Caleb Bailey. He's 0 for 3. Grounded to second twice and then struck out. One of those times he grounded to second, he picked up an RBI. And that got his elbow. So it's an RBI hit by pitch. And in to score is DeMoe. And the pitch is low and away for ball 1 to Jimmy Hoban. He singled and walked twice. Scored a run. And there's a pop foul out of play. Three runs in this inning for the Vikings. 11-6 is the score. And there's a ground ball over to third. Scooped up, throw over to first. It's in time, but it drives in a run. So coming in to score is Schindler. And moving over to third is Holman. Caleb Bailey is on second. 11-7 now. Vikings try to claw their way back in. Grant Palowitz at the plate. There's a pop-up infield, moving over as first baseman in foul territory. Fisher makes the catch for the third out. But the Vikings pick up 4 runs on 2 hits. There were 3 errors on the Wolves, and 2 were left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Wolves 11, Vikings 7 on NLWN-TV.
You too can help support Colfax School Athletics. Simply join us at the Colfax School Athletic Booster Club. The Booster Club is committed to create an environment that inspires student-athletes, coaches, parents, and the community to come together and create a positive and spirited atmosphere. As a member, you'll have the opportunity to plan and participate in exciting club activities like next year's Viking Gala. The Colfax Booster Club meets on the second Wednesday of every month at the Viking Bowl. Come and check us out.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool.
Come back.
Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikings close the gap. It's now 11-7. Sounds like a backwards convenience store. 11-7.
Don't go there.
If you do, you better back in.
That's right.
Due up for the Wolves in the bottom of the 6th inning. Logan Oth, Hudson Hughes, or check that. Bentley Ingley, and Skylar Fisher. First pitch is low for a ball. Caleb Bailey on the mound for the Vikings. He winds and delivers. Outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Smacked out into center field or right field for a single.
I think it's an out.
Did he make the catch out there?
I think he did. Yep.
We're looking through a lot of chain links, so sometimes it's hard to tell, but yeah, you're right. So Grant Paulus out there made the catch. So Bentley Ingley is at the plate. First pitch was a ball. And he swings and fouls that one back. Ingley looking for his first hit of the season. He's only got one at bat thus far this year. So he'll go from 0-0-0 to 500 if he gets that hit. Strike called at the letters on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Bentley Ingley. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's high for a ball.
Just a little high on the curveball.
Tried to get him to chase one. And the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Knocked down by Schindler. No play. That's going to be an infield hit for Ingley, and so his batting average jumps by 500 points. That's going to bring up Skylar Fisher, who struck out 3 times. Pops that one up.
Looper
and not making the catch is Palowitz.
Yeah, good effort by Palowitz out there in left field. Couldn't get the dive.
That'll bring up Nick DeLong. He's 0 for 2, struck out twice, drew a walk. Two runners on. Ground ball over to short, flip to second for 1, throw to first, in time! A 6-4-3 double play turned by the Vikings. A very nice job. And for the Wolves, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. We've played 6 innings, and it's the Wolves 11, Vikings 7 on NLWN-TV.
Bowling, America's pastime. From enjoying family fun to participating in a league, bowling is a central part of our culture. Let Viking Bowl and Lounge help you introduce bowling to your family. They offer a full menu, as well as drinks and activities to please all ages. That's the Viking Bowl and Lounge on Main Street in Colfax. Call 715-962-3252.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Back here at Logan Field, we were just talking with Coach Ben Anderson about that nice 6-4-3 double play by the Vikings with Schindler over to Holman to Cook to get the Vikings out of that inning, keep this a 4-run game. Logan Hedela stepping to the plate for the Vikings. He's 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play of his own. Also struck out. And drew a walk. Check swing. He went. Strike one. I think it was a strike anyway.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle.
Ari Perez on the mound. He winds and delivers. Strike. Curveball came down in. No balls, 2 strikes. Logan Hedela, the freshman. And that one's down in the dirt. That was one of those 59-foot fastballs. Came in with a cloud of dust. That's a ball and 2 strikes.
I'm going to have to shower tonight.
And there's a shot out and towards right field. I
think it's foul.
Foul ball.
Or is it? Yep.
Okay, they did call it foul. Again, we're looking through a lot of chain link down that way in the wrong direction, so it's kind of hard to see. So Hedela back to the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. That one's down low. Bounced it off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. There's a fly ball. Pop up in the infield. Perez underneath it, and he makes the catch. That's going to bring up Chase Albright. Chase Albright's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate, all via the walk. He's picked up an RBI. He scored a run. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Nice fastball at the letters that time. Albright swung right through it. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Vikings need to get base runners on. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Check swing. It's in the dirt.
See if he offered. No.
He did not. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. This is not a safe situation for Perez. Inside for ball 4. Well, I'll say this for Chase Albright. He has been consistent all night. Grant Cook comes to the plate. He's been consistent all night. He's 3 for 3. The last one was just a little dribbler. There's a strike at the knees. Out in front of the plate. And that pitch is inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. It gets back to the screen. Albright gets down to second on the wild pitch. 2-1 the count to Cook. And Little Red Cow is cheering him on. Inside for ball 3. And the 3-1 pitch. Strike at the letters. Full count now to Grant Cook. And the pitch. Fouled away at the plate. Count remains 3-2. Perez looks in. And the payoff pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3 at the high fastball. That's going to bring up Grant DeMoe. He's 0 for 2. He walked, struck out, and got on via an error. And the pitch. That's down low for a ball. He represents the last chance for the Vikings. Down low, ball 2. Wind picks up a little more. And there's a strike right at the belt. 2 balls and a strike with 2 down. Albright at second. And the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Perez has generally thrown his get me over pitch here on the 3-1 count. That's outside for ball 4. So DeMoe draws a walk. Vikings have 2 runners on. It brings up Ethan Schindler. Schindler is 1 for 3 with a single. It was an RBI single. He came in and scored a run. And the pitch, that's down in the dirt, and it gets passed off, and the runners each advance. A ball and no strikes. And that's outside for ball 2. Rob Holman on deck, hoping he gets a chance. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters. Schindler didn't agree with that call. He thought it was inside. Swing and a miss. He chased the high fastball that time. Vikings are down to their last strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ari Perez ready to fire. Pop foul out of play. Off the roof of the concession stand. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's outside, and the count is full. Ethan Schindler, the freshman at the plate, trying to keep things alive for the Vikings. Here's the payoff pitch. Down low, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Rob Holman represents the tying run with 2 down. And the pitch outside for ball one. Caleb Bailey on deck, hoping he gets a chance to help his own cause. And the pitch, foul back into the screen. Good cut that time by Holman. You know, Dan, they say the difference between a line shot single and a foul ball like that that goes straight back is just a fraction of an inch. There's a ground ball over to third, taking it himself to the base. And they beat him to the base. So Holman gets a fielder's choice. And getting put out at third is Grant DeMoe. So, for the Vikings, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 3 left on base. We have played a complete game. That's the final today. Final score, the Wolves 11, Vikings 7, and we'll have more on Viking Download right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Cardinal Glass in Menominee is leading the industry in the development of residential glass for windows and doors. At Cardinal, we try to maintain a clear vision, design, and fabricate the most advanced residential glass products in the industry. Whether it's with insulating glass, coated, laminated, tempered, or regular float glass, our goal is to turn fresh research and development ideas into useful products that regular homeowners can use. Cardinal Glass in Menominee makes sure it is all designed to provide the latest in applied glass science. That's Cardinal Glass, 2200 Stocky Parkway in Menominee, proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Colfax Vikings roar, we'll rise up high. With every base we touch the sky. Singles, doubles,
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tune and audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned! Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
We'll always elevate.
Gerald the Fish. What about like Joaquin Bartholomew? Joaquin Bartholomew. Yeah. See ya. See ya. Joaquin Bartholomew. What? How did you think of that? I have no idea. Since we gave him that title, he should honestly be the king of the pond. King of the pond. Yeah. He's out there somewhere. For real. You want this one? Oh, yeah. Nice. All right.
Time now for Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Plum City at Legion Park and getting ready to have a chat today with Coach Ben Anderson. Vikings dropped this one, but they made it much closer than it looked like it was going to be by a score of 11-7. The Elmwood Plum City Wolves had 11 runs on 7 hits. They committed 4 errors. Vikings had 7 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 4 errors. Of the runs scored, of the 11 runs scored by the Wolves, 7 of them were unearned runs. And of the 7 runs scored by the Vikings, 2 of them were unearned runs. So if you just kept score with earned runs, it would have been 5-4 with the Vikings on top. And so the game was closer than the score indicated, but the fielding miscues by the Vikings really hurt them a lot early in the game and put them a little too far to come back. They tried valiantly. They scored 4 runs in the 6th, and they had the bases loaded in the 7th and just couldn't quite get runs across the plate. And that's what hurt them. But we'll be having Ben Anderson over here shortly. By the way, the winning pitcher in tonight's game was Hudson Hewitt. It makes his record go to 3-2. Losing pitcher was Jimmy Holbein. His record goes to 1-4. We'll be back with Coach Anderson right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
I'm serious, man. I actually got better when I'm honest. If anything, I'm more careful. It just helps me focus. It just helps me focus, you know?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th, when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over. Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, June 8th, as the Blue Caps will take on the Rum River Rovers and the Afton Red Sox from Carson Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's vintage baseball, Monday, June 8th on NLWN-2.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
And we're back here at Plum City at Legion Field and talking with Viking head coach Ben Anderson. And as he's zipping up his backpack and trying to get everything together. And well, Ben, the kids kind of dug a hole for themselves with some fielding mistakes and then some base running mistakes. And
yeah, it's been the name of the season for us to fall down by 6 runs. Seems like an awful lot early, and makes it tough for us to crawl out of that first inning, had a chance to get out of there 1-2-3, momentum on our side. Jimmy just got hyped up, threw the ball pretty hard over to Cookie. Tough little play. So, and then, third inning we had three guys thrown out on the base. Should have had bases loaded, nobody out. And I thought the pitcher was balking, crossing his leg a little bit.
And you got the call in the next inning.
The next inning, he finally made the call for us, but that's a little too late. Just one of those things. We got to learn. We got to play a little closer.
And evidently, it's not a balk to hop on the rubber when you're delivering the ball.
Good question. I think it is, but he's like, I don't know how
he was consistent with it the whole game.
Correct.
And so,
and to me, it wasn't even that. It was that he was crossing his foot before he went over to first because of that little awkward delivery that he's got. And I get it when we got a guy on first. Field ump is going to be playing at second. He can't see that angle, but that's tough on us. And we got to learn as a team. Like you see one guy get picked off, we gotta learn to stick a little tighter and can't have three,
or at least not be leaning.
Not be leaning. And I didn't have steel sign on any of them, so we had nowhere to be going. So I love our aggressiveness, and we're fighting that way. But something we just got to learn.
And they did stay aggressive and keep working at it. Those 4 runs in the 6th inning, all of a sudden you go to the 7th and you're still in the game.
Yeah, had a chance. We had guys on base the whole game and just couldn't seem to come up with a big rally for us. That's in the first game we played them. We had a big 8-run inning that really rallied us, and that's what we needed to do here, especially to get back in the game for one thing and get us back up there. We dug too big of a hole, but I like the way the guys fought. Like we didn't give up, which is awesome.
I feel kind of badly for Jimmy Holbein because he pitched a pretty decent game, and of the 11 runs that they scored, 7 of them were unearned runs.
Jesus, yeah. I knew. I was kind of curious how many was unearned, and
so if you just score by earned runs, you guys win the game 5-4.
Really, yeah.
And so,
yep. And that's the things that we've been harping on every day. Make the plays that we know we can make, and we got to get better with that for sure. That's it's the goofy things just that have just throwing the ball around and giving them extra bases and different things like that. So it's
it's an improvement over yesterday. And so what's next on tap?
Boyceville Thursday. Got Boyceville on Thursday.
And they're tough.
They're a tough team.
They beat Durand.
Yep. They just took over conference lead. They got 2 really good pitchers in Leslie and Romehild. And then they got a couple of 2-3 of them that are really a couple other guys that are really good too. So we got to bring our A game. We got to not have errors. We got to pitch well. We got to fight and claw, and we only got 3 games left on the season as of right now. So we just got to give it all for when we can. So,
and you're going to have one of those with us when you go to Clear Lake on Monday.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. It's been a while since we played in Clear Lake, and if maybe Colfax hasn't as a varsity, I'm not even sure on that. So, we got Boyceville, Clear Lake, and Durand left. So hopefully we can find a couple more W's in that mix.
Let's hope so. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and we will have more on Viking Download right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 18th, when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake to take on the Clear Lake Warriors in a Dunn-St Croix Conference game. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Monday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
Back, there we go. Switch isn't working real well on this gizmo, and I think dusty and so on.
Yeah, probably all the dust tonight.
But And again, we want to apologize for the technical difficulties we had early in the game. For some reason, the computer just decided it wanted to go play with the cows or something. It just shut down, and we got it back. And so we got nearly all the game for you. And I think we only missed one out. And so anyway, Vikings fall by a score of 11-7 to the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Want to remind you again that you should join us right here on NLWN-TV on Monday, May 18th. It'll be our final broadcast of the season when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake High School to take on the Clear Lake Warriors. The bullpen show begins at 4:30, followed by live play-by-play action. The Viking girls softball team next game will be on Monday when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake. They will be taking on the Warriors with the first pitch over on the softball field starting at 5 o'clock. Make sure you join us on NLWN-TV tomorrow as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers trying to get back on the winning track by hosting the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The In the Dugout show is going to begin at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball tomorrow on NLWN-TV. Tonight's Colfax Viking baseball game has been brought to you by American Yard Restoration, Anderson Bridges, Cardinal Glass in Menominee, the Chippewa Valley Museum, the Colfax High School Booster Club, the Concierge Home Decor and more, Dairy State Bank, Clucas Electric, Logslet Plumbing, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, SK Screen Printing and Embroidery, and the Viking Bowl in Colfax. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking baseball right here on NLWN-TV. So for Jocelyn Lemler on the camera and Dan Petchow on the computer, maybe you scared it, Dan. Maybe that's what it was.
I gave it that look.
Yeah, well, don't do that anymore. This is Rick Olson. That final score once again. Elmwood Plum City Wolves 7, Elmwood Plum City Wolves 11, Vikings 7. You've been tuned to Viking Download on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.
The sun's out high, hear the crowds roar. Colfax boys stepping up, ready to soar. Colfax Viking High, where the spirit ignites. Baseball dreams painted in red and white lights. Local boys in their caps, hustling for the thrill. America's game, oh what a beautiful chill. Yeah, swing it, toss it, here comes the pitch.